Hello everybody, welcome to Game 3 of the round of 8 confrontation between myself and Dyno. This one is going to be on a map that I still don't know the name to. It is a 2v2 map, and this is kind of an interesting little tidbit that Flatline threw me. And I'm going through right now why it's a bad idea to play on this map. And I'm saying, depending on the spawn location, somebody would be at a huge disadvantage with the back door. Fortunately for my opponent, it was me. Unfortunately for me, it was not my opponent. So he's going to be just with a ramp, and Dyno now spawning as the red Terran up at the top, and I'm going to be on the bottom center position. In a 2v2 that's typically done on this map, your teammate will spawn across from you. And the difference is, instead of a back door, there's a kind of a side door to his natural expansion. I would much rather have the side door on the natural than the back door on the main, but that's just me. We do see Dyno doing a very kind of peculiar thing, getting a Rax on 11. Maybe he just mistimed the supply depot and decided to go out, but he's going to go and scout quite early, and I the same, and I think that my initial thought would be that he would be across from me on a 1v1 type of situation, but I'm just going to be playing standard and for the moment. And let me qualify for the moment, because I'm going to be trying something extraordinarily stupid, and that would be one base Hydra. Now, please let me explain why. It's primarily because he went Banshees in every single game that we had so far. He had tanks in the first game we played, but not in the second game we played. So I was playing mind games with myself, as well as just, again, not playing up to what I'd expect from myself. But I do have a drone kind of just being annoying here. He's probably not going to actually finish off this SCV because of the first Marine that's out. But I get denied on my initial scout, and this is kind of the issue that I have. It's really tough to get information from a Terran behind a wall, and we'll see that play a big part in how this game turns out. I immediately go for a lair, I skip speed, skip a queen, and that isn't very wise. You want one or the other. Now, Dyno is going to know that. As soon as he decides to poke in, he's going to see the lair. He's not going to see a queen. He's not even going to see much of anything else. He's going to see a gas, and if he sees a gas and a lair already, that means a second gas. So he knows I'm going to be teching hard. And let's see what his response is. He's already putting up a second barracks, kind of going light on the SCVs actually, but that's because he's going to be throwing down more and more Raxes. And I actually haven't seen this replay, but I can guess what happens. Basically because of what he threw at me. But you see that I should be ahead in the drone count, I am, but behind in minerals for two different reasons. And actually I'm ahead, but it doesn't make much sense, because he should have a mule down, and he's only off of 1 gas. I'm off of 2 gas, and that would erode my income advantage. But there's the Hydra den. Queen hasn't even been started yet. I haven't started an expansion. I'm just playing extraordinarily dumb. You see right here that I have an Overlord in scouting position, which should be immediately sent, because this is the kind of the decision point. I can kind of abandon my strategy and try something a little bit more standard, or I could continue down the path that I unfortunately went and really get dealt the death knell. We do see that Dyno is going to be getting 1 tech lab, and that'll be for combat shield and stim. Which he should start immediately. He's getting a reactor on one of the barracks. It looks like he's supply capped for just a moment, so you can potentially get a second reactor as well and push out a ton more units. But now I'm getting speed as well as 3 Hydras, which is all I can afford. And I'm also trying to be sneaky here, throw down an expansion in the bottom left. But it's not going to be pretty, I can assure you of that. We do have a scouting SCV, and I'm just going to kill it from the ramp. Hopefully he didn't get much scouting information from that, but again, it's not so much what he got as what he's doing, and what I didn't know he's doing, despite the fact that I have an Overlord there, and despite the fact that I should see this coming. there's nothing I can really do. I do have some Hydras. I should have a couple Zerglings here and there floating about the map. But again, I'm very, very perilously close to being supply capped. I am supply capped. I'll get that eventually. And I do have range being upgraded, but again, Dyno just pushing out a ton of Marines after he gets on supply blocked, throwing down mules, and he is just going to be fielding a much larger, more dangerous army than I can off of one base. So you see me with just 5 Hydras. Now I'm getting a Roach Warren, trying to go for the money mix of Roach Hydra, which actually performs very well if you can get the right amount of roaches. And the amount of roaches that I'm talking about are maybe 2 lines thick, and you form a concave round, and the Hydras deal all the damage while the roaches tank the damage. But it didn't really happen that way. I was continuing to produce Hydras. I had this idea that I was going to Nidus into my opponent's base and do a lot of damage, and that's what he was standing by for. But unfortunately, Dyno probably going to wait for stem at this point, but just going to be wiping the floor with me as soon as he decides to push out because of my horrendously low unit count. And he actually is probably ahead in the harvester. Actually, we pulled even, but with the mules, he will be squarely in the lead there. So right now, I've got 3 different production buildings, of which I can only really focus on one at a time, kind of taking breaks from Hydras to build Roaches or to build Zerglings. But meanwhile, my opponent just has a ton of Marines. Upgraded, stim will be nearly complete by the time it moves out, and that will be it. I'm starting my 3rd up, have it up, and this should be paying dividends, as should this base, but unfortunately I just have 4 drones here. Still not so comfortable with getting all the hotkeys down for different bases and whatnot, but a whole group of Marines. We see 24 there, 32, 35 Marines versus 5 Roaches and 5 Hydras or something similar to that, 6 Hydras. And I decided to try my luck here, but look how quickly that critical mass of Marines are able to. He even stemmed. I should have went away from the stem, but instead he's just going to follow me in and absolutely destroy me. And that is that. I fall to Dyno 2-1, and again it's because of a myriad of excuses I can come up with, but chiefly that I didn't scout. And that happened in both games, 1 and 3, that I was not able to compete because I did not scout. And we do see the Baneling Nest horrendously late, not even in this side. He's over here, only about half done. And I say good game, and I smile, but really I'm crying inside because no one really wants to lose in a tournament or in the manner in which I did. So for future reference, scout, 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 and don't overlook your opponent at all. I'm even getting roach speed for some reason, but my resources are high, my unit count was ludicrously low, and Dyno doing a great job to finish me off. So more power to him. We'll see him in the quarterfinals, I believe, or the semifinals. Yeah. So I was very impressed by how he pulled it off. So it's kind of hard to swallow your pride and do something like this, but it's important to know that you got to grow from these experiences, and I'm trying to spin it as positively as I can, but even revisiting this and seeing how horrendously bad I played, who goes one base Hydra? You can't go one base Hydra. It's just too fragile. You need that 3rd and 4th gas. You need that 2nd hatchery for production of both drones and other attacking units. But I will not dwell on this too much. You have to move forward and lose in the 2nd flatline tournament, which I did in group play to some cheese, which is not casted, but the replays are available on www.flat-line.net. So we'll be moving on to another series. Hopefully I will be a little bit less muted and depressed about it, but again, more power to Dyno for playing a good game, switching up strategies, and humbling and otherwise egocentric and haughty caster. So hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to say I did too, but I can't quite lie that much. I enjoyed Dyno playing it. But again, I got a lot of flack from the flatline guys. Oh, you're diamond, and you lost to a bronze. But rank doesn't matter. And we've seen that in the second flatline tournament, especially from a bronze player, Viking. He actually kind of skipped silver and gold and went straight into platinum after struggling to get out of bronze. And he's a much better player than that. But I digress. We're going to go on to another series. Stay tuned.